So let's discuss our next question, that is to sum. Given an array of integer nums and an integer target, return the indices of two numbers such that they add up to the target. You may assume that each input would have exactly one solution and you may not use the same element twice. You can return the answer in any order. So we have been given an array nums and we have to return the index that are been sum is equal to the target which is been given below in example. So we can clearly see that the sum of 2 and 7 is equal to the target that is also given in the explanation. So quickly we'll discuss the brute force approach. So what it tells is that firstly we will check for each and every indices of the array. So I'll quickly draw the array given, that is 3, 2, 4, and indices are 0, 1 and 2. The target is 6 and for each execution we'll keep the check for index I, that is C is equals to the target minus the index element 3. So the target is 6 minus 3, that is 3. So this will be the first step. Second step would be then we will keep the iterator I towards the right and check whether 3 is present or not. So I'll quickly draw again, and now the iterator is here. Now the iterator will be here, that is 6 minus 2, that will be 4. And again we will iterate I to the right and check whether 4 being present or not. We'll move the iterator, and on the third step it will be here, and we can clearly say that 4 is present at index 2. So we can compare with the target and return the index. So the last location of target and where it finished. So we will return both of them, but their sum will be equal to 6. So our problem has been solved. So let's move on to the optimal approach. Before moving, let's discuss the time complexity. So the time complexity will be big O of n square, that is quadratic approach, and the space complexity will be constant. So let's move on to the optimal one. So in the optimal approach, we will create an hash map and we will try to find out the element sum that are equal to the target. So firstly, an empty table which we have created, and quickly I'll create the array, and we can clearly see that nothing is present in the table. So wherever the iterator is present, so we'll clearly return it and push towards our table. Table will be the index and the element. On the next step, the table, firstly nothing present in the table, so we will just put 3 with the index 0, then move the iterator towards the right, that means here. Now the iterator is here and we'll see that 2 is also not present in the table because the whole table is empty except 3 and 0. So just push the element with the array index again by repeating the previous step. Just move the iterator towards the right. So what we have done in the previous step, we have returned 3 and 0. So seeing that, we will return 2 and indices 1. Moving on to the third step. Now we'll observe that 2 is already present inside the table. So we will take the index of 2, that is index of 2 is 1. So index of 2 is 1 and the index of 4 is 2. Index of 4 is 2. So we'll see that what we have to return. In input, we have clearly seen that the array is 3, 2, 4 and the output we have to return is the sum of the target element, that is 6, I guess. Yes. So we have got the two indices, that is 1 and 2. And if we sum these two elements of the array, we will get the target element. So for this approach, the time complexity would be big O of n and space it will occupy will be constant. So this is the whole approach we have discussed. So let's move on to the code. So let's discuss quickly the code. So our goal is to find two numbers in a list that adds up to a specific target number. So we have the list of 2, 7, 11, 15 and the target number is 9. So for each number we have to figure out what other numbers are there. So we need to add up and get the target number, and we keep the track of unordered map, and we have seen so far their position using a special tool called this unordered map. And if we have to find a number whose complement we have seen before, we know that are pair of numbers, we return their position in the list. So if we go through the whole list without finding a pair, we say sorry, no pair found, and we return it as -1. So in the simple terms, the code helps quickly find the two number, then adds up to the target. That is, we have discussed in the brute force that the complement is equals to the target minus the element in the array, and then it quickly finds the two numbers that adds up to our target number in a list, like finding a special pair of number that make up our target. So that's all. Let's run the code. So yeah, the code is working properly, and just submit it. So yeah, it beats 90.51% of the user. So that's all in the video. Thank you.